How's it going, folks? Mike Murtis, Gamer Logic here. Happy Friday, and I hope you guys will all get a chance to enjoy your weekend. Today's topic video is when video games crash. Now, no, I'm not talking about the overall collector's market out there, like the rising cost of Super Nintendo games, and is there going to come a point where all those prices that are way up there, the hobby's just going to die out and those prices are going to drop down? Nope. That's not what I'm talking about. Instead, I'm talking about when your retro video games, and it can be now, it can even be back in the day when you're playing these games, that they crash on you. Now that's always kind of the major thing about, retro video game console is growing up, the only thing you really had to do to like the cartridge-based games was blow on them. Or you make sure your discs were clean, right? Well, this topic came up in my head because I was playing Eastbook 1 and 2 on the TURBOGRAFX-CD, on the TURBOGRAFX-CD to be exact. And I'm playing the game, and I'm in Darm Tower, and for whatever reason, I hit the next staircase to go up to the next floor, and the game just locks up, doesn't load, nothing. And it's done it to me a couple times since, and my laser and everything is good on my TurboGrafx-CD, and the disc seems clean, so I'm not sure what the deal is. Eventually I found out that I could just pop the disc back in, and usually the game will load up the rest of the way. But thinking about the game locking up on me, I was trying to remember my earliest memory of a game crashing on me, and I'm sure I ran into the situation where like Super Mario Brothers locked up or some other game locked up on me, but I was trying to think of like a pivotal moment where a game crashed on me where it just really annoyed the crap out of me. So I thought back, and I remember actually having issues with the game you see on screen right now, and the game I am holding in my hand, and that is Super Street Fighter 2, which I think came out in 1994, if I remember correctly. I think the summer of 1994. So we purchased this game from a place called Gamer's Gridiron. And the odd thing about it was pretty cheap, and this was probably months after the release of Super Street Fighter 2. Maybe at this point, the consumers were just pretty much Street Fightered out, because at this point we had seen Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, now Super Street Fighter 2. I think the Terrible movie was out by that point. So I think the general consumer base was just tired of Street Fighter games, and so I think the prices on them got slashed down pretty bad. But we went to this place called Gamer's Gridiron, and they had a brand new copy. They had a ton of brand new copies of a Super Street Fighter 2 for 20 bucks. Now, being huge fans of the franchise, we begged our dad when we were at the store, instead of buying some cheap $9 game, if we could buy Super Street Fighter 2, because obviously we were going to play the crap out of the thing, right? So we take it home. And my big deal when it came to playing the Street Fighter 2 games back in the day was I would go through each game, and I would start out at the 1-star difficulty level and continually build up the difficulty level and try to get through each star without losing a single round. So that's exactly what I was going to do with Super Street Fighter 2. So I took probably a whole day during the summer at some point, and got to the maximum level of stars. I think it was either 8 or 9 stars, if I remember correctly. And I was kicking complete ass, getting perfects, not losing any of the rounds, and obviously not losing to the point where I would need to continue. I get to M. Bison, have a great first round against him. I can feel it. I'm going to complete this game without even losing a single round. The screen goes black in preparation to load round 2. Still black. What's going on here? Why isn't the game starting up? Why isn't round 2 starting up? So I start pressing buttons. Nothing. Nothing is working at all. And I'm wondering what the hell just happened. Did my Super Nintendo blow up? So I reset the game. And as you can see, just like on this copy here, Ryu pops right up and we're ready to go. That was weird. Now eventually I did get through the highest star level difficulty without having the game lock up on me. But that was like a really important moment for me. game-wise anyway, that I was about to beat this thing, and the stupid thing locked up. So then I can recall having Street Fighter II marathon matches with my friends and my little brother, and it was like after you hit a certain amount of rounds and a certain amount of battles, it would just lock up. And same deal. It either wouldn't get to the character select screen or it would stop loading after one ROM. And I remember talking to a couple friends who also owned the game back in the day, and they said they ran into the issue. So I'm curious if any of you original Super Street Fighter II fans out there on the Super Nintendo ever ran into the same thing. And overall, I want to hear some of your retro video game memories of console video games crashing on you guys, and if it was just a regular moment or if it was something very, very important where you lost a ton of progress. And so that's all I got for you guys today. Happy Friday, enjoy your weekends, and I will see you next week. Peace.